Hi, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, well, you're here now, so come sit on my face. Nope, that's not it. Hi. Today, if you're new here specifically, this will be a little bit new to you. Maybe not if you follow other creators who have done this exact same thing, but on my channel it might be new to you. Once in a while, when I'm feeling crazy and like I want to take on the emotional burdens of others, I will put out this Google form in which you can submit your confessions and your deepest, darkest secrets. And sometimes I get some really good ones, and other times someone just like yells this Gucci gang. Is that what this is? Don't come spam my confessions folder, okay? There are things in there that your nightmares probably have nightmares about. Being that this is the end of September, or the beginning of October, depending on when I get this edited.
It's October 3rd.
Happy spooky season. Let's hear it for the potential of Viacom releasing the copyright claims on the videos that have been sitting on my channel for 2 weeks. All that being said, if you haven't yet, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, comment, blah, 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 blah. I'll leave the confession form in the description below so you can add your confessions as well, so the next time you do one of these, you won't feel like a left out asshole. We're just gonna hit it. We're just gonna hit it. We're gonna hit it and quit it. We're just gonna hit it. We're not gonna quit it. We'll quit it later. Footage. I just realized I left the sound machine on and it's been raining in here the whole time. Hang on. Smooth. I lost my virginity in the basement of my fundamentalist Christian church while there was a purity conference going on upstairs. That sounds about par for the course for fundamentalist Christians. Was it good? In 2 weeks, I'm finally getting to meet my long-distance boyfriend after 2+ years of us not being able to meet because of COVID. While I'm excited, there's a part of me that knows this isn't going to work out and wants to cancel the whole trip last minute. Yeah. But what if it does work out? If you cancel, then you'll never know. But if you go, then you get to go on like a nice trip. And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. At least your expectations are low, which is where they should be. Never get excited for anything. My girlfriend is trans, male to female, and a lesbian. When she tried to come out to her mom, she completely misinterpreted it, and now her mom thinks that she's a gay boy. My girlfriend is too embarrassed to re-explain herself and just goes along with it. That's hilarious and probably pretty frustrating. I don't think your girlfriend has anything to be embarrassed about. I think if anything, her mom will probably be the one who's embarrassed. But nobody should be embarrassed, you know? As long as everybody loves each other and is accepting of one another, I say give it another go. I'm dating my man for a year. I love him dearly and I can't imagine my life without him. But I'm thinking about having fun with a coworker. Just for one time, nothing more. Maybe you two should talk about having an open relationship. Maybe you should talk about having an open relationship. Diet cock. I'm so done with humans. I started watching cartoon porn months ago and haven't switched since. There is cartoon porn? Now I'm interested, because I too hate humans. I, a woman, live with my male partner, it's like Mad Libs, I like it, of 8 years, but I'm pretty sure I'm a lesbian and I have no idea what to do about this. Okay, first of all, you're going to sit down with your partner and you're going to say, hey, I've been questioning my sexuality lately. How do you feel about me experimenting with that? Although you could also throw in the threesome aspect, which, you know, may or may not be emotionally confusing for both of you. Either way, I think you should probably just sit down with him and talk about it. Surely there's something you can do. Or someone. I was happy/relieved that my husband's parents were already deceased and I didn't have to meet them. Yeah. In-law goals, am I right? Seriously. I've been on disability for mental health issues for the entire year. I'm struggling to get better, running out of money for bills, and have zero income coming in at the moment. I honestly have no clue what to do, as I feel like I'm staying afloat mentally by the skin of my teeth, and financially I've run out of options. I've borrowed, pulled retirement money, and even sold stuff. Any recommendations as for what I should do? I mean, you can always sell pictures of your feet. I'm only half kidding about that. The most money to be made still is like on the internet. And listen, we do what we gotta do to make ends meet. I wouldn't shame you for it. And no one here would shame you for it either. And if you shame them for it, whoever you are, I'm gonna kick your ass. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. But I would think about it. My dad walked in on me masturbating. Oh no. It makes me think of that one joke where people are like, what the fuck are mommy and daddy issues? Just traumatize them back. LMAO, he got fucking got. Sorry, dad. Don't worry, I have shame, lol. I was absolutely mortified over it for months. But you know what? If he didn't want to see that, then he should have listened to me years prior when I kept telling him to stop barging in my room with no warning. That's right. Privacy is a good thing, not only for the children, but for the adults. Sometimes it's for their benefit too. In the winter, I used to come home from elementary school, find large icicles, name them after my classmates, and chop them up with a large chisel. And then I hope in junior high you got some therapy. I mean, I get it. School's rough. But don't chisel me. My ex and I got into a huge fight one day, and I got my revenge. I made him burritos with 5 habanero peppers from his garden, then made him sweet tea with lots of benefiber, which is a laxative, in it to wash it down. He had the worst burning hot diarrhea of his life. He fucked around and found out not to fight with me. Okay, I'm realizing every single time I do one of these that a lot of you are really comfortable putting a lot of laxatives inside your enemies. So, not a judgment, just an observation.
Harry, are you in there?
My first boyfriend was a mime. Gold. Automatic winner. But not just any mime. A mime that specifically danced to Christian music in churches with other mimes. That is very specific. I remember literally trying not to have panic attacks when he dragged me to church because his outfits and face paint were so freaky. He lived an hour away from me and often had other mimes over when I made the drive to his house, often after work. And I had to just hang out with his cat or his mom until they stopped practicing their mime dances. Anyway, he was my only boyfriend and helped me realize I was definitely not straight. Yeah, that'll do it. And couldn't keep repressing it. I came out as a lesbian soon after dating him, then non-binary. Yeah, then anti-mime. That is fucking... I don't know if that's more terrifying or fucking hilarious. But it sure is something. I think I unintentionally wrecked my uncle and aunt's above-ground pool. Now see, this is one of those ones that I just want more... I want more information. I want the story. Because... how does that happen? Confession. I made two outrageous, nonsensical, and frankly embarrassing mistakes when I started watching your channel. Oh, this one's about me. God bless. Because you mentioned having kids, I assumed you were 1, married. No. Never have been, probably never will be. And 2, that's 2. Straight. Not so much. And I mourned this. Come to find out, you are in fact neither, and my mourning period has since transitioned into a new and vastly more enjoyable era. Delusion. Wherein I imagine that because we're both... I'm like half. I'm half painted nails. And share a love for dry humor and 90s tween television, we definitely have an entire chance of meeting, falling in love, and getting gay married. Of course, this in itself is also embarrassing, but not as embarrassing as the offensively heteronormative assumptions I once made. Regardless, I'm sorry for both, though not as much about the second one. Okay, bye. Thank you, that's very nice. I hope at our fantastical gay wedding that we both look fabulous, and that the food and booze is delicious. because that's my requirement for most things. When I was younger, my dad told me if he saw me out of bed after bedtime, he would, quote, pull my pants down and spank my hiney. That was always his threat. So I had this large rectangular bin, and I started peeing in it, and then hiding it under my bed, and then just started peeing in it always. And my cousin and uncle were staying with us while they were looking for a house, and he saw me pee in it, and when my parents confronted me on it, I blamed my dog, and then my cousin was like, no, I saw her do it. And I got really mad and embarrassed. So then I just started peeing the bed instead at night. You know, the choices our parents make when we are children really do shape us. That's kind of sad, and I'm sorry. But good for you for taking it out on them by peeing the bed. I'm trying so hard not to drink again, but everywhere I go there's alcohol on every TV show made for teens or older. There's jokes in people's videos about drinking. Sorry. I think I've already made one. I hope at our fantastical gay wedding that we both look fabulous and that the food and booze is delicious. Because you're stressed, and that's not a bad thing in general. I'm just so exhausted I can't escape the presence of alcohol everywhere I look, and I can't shut myself out from the world, and I have a support system in place. I'm just tired, you know? Alcohol is inescapable. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing about alcoholism and like food-related addictions, is that those are, well, even food's a little different because you need food to live. You don't need alcohol to live, but they're both so like accessible and so in your face all the time, that they're I swear they're the hardest things to beat. But you know what? The fact that you're trying is huge. You know, that says a lot. And take everything. I think there was a time in my life where I was actually an alcoholic and I didn't realize it, or at least on the edge of becoming an actual full-on alcoholic. But honestly, take it day by day, you know? And nothing about recovery or sobriety is linear. So if you fuck up, don't beat yourself up about it. Literally just try again tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Try again tomorrow. You know what I mean? So take that for what it's worth. Which might be jack shit, but just the same. Does the label of bisexual cover I, as a 21-year-old cis woman, am only interested in chasing relationships with cis men / non-women, but I would and might soon sleep with a woman if given the chance because I'm about to become a swing for a lesbian couple if everything goes as planned, but I like dick. Listen, this is why I don't like labels for myself. Because that sounds awesome. That sounds real nice. And like, I think for a lot of people, at least for me, sexuality is something that is so fluid. Like, there are months where I'm just like, yeah, I could never, ever, ever look at a man again and be fine with it. And then there's other months where I'm like, he's hot. And it's like, it just ebbs and flows. So yeah, I think that covers it. I think bisexual covers it. You know, I think you can be attracted to women in a sexual sense, maybe not in a romantic sense, and vice versa. With any, you know, replace any gender or lack of gender or what have you, you know, in that role. And I think anything's possible. Anything's possible if you want to fuck it hard enough. I like this one the most. This is second place to the Mime one because it just says confess. I have sound to color and texture synesthesia. Your voice colors remind me of blueberries. Blue outside, purple inside with some sky blues in there. Rich colors with depth to them. The feeling is a lot like a gentle stream with some small rocks and gravely loose dirt in it pressing beneath my feet. That is like the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. That's beautiful. I don't think I have synesthesia. I have certain, like, the thing where it's like certain things are certain colors, but it's like I wouldn't fight anybody about it. You know what I mean? It's not something that's so vivid for me that I need to get upset about it, but the sound of color and texture is cool. Is it annoying? Does that get annoying? Or is it cool all the time? I taste test all of my cat's food when I open the container. If it tastes bad, I give it to the feral colony we take care of. If I could afford to buy them all food that tastes great, I would, but I'm biased towards my indoor cats. Only kibble good enough for human palates in this house. The feral cats don't seem to mind. Everyone, indoor and outdoor, gets toys for Christmas. I don't taste them. Christmas is for everyone. I mean, here's the thing. That's sweet. That's really sweet. And I like that. But they're cats. I think they'd be fine with. Although cats are bitches. You know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna leave it at that sweet, because it is. Would you rather arm and leg? Yeah. I would rather arm and leg. I once accidentally kicked my dog down a flight of stairs. Oh god. The absolute cutest, sweetest, smallest little loaf of bread on 4 legs. She had stopped at the landing and I guess I nudged her a bit too hard to encourage her to keep going, because the next thing I knew, her little burrito body was bouncing down steps and rolling like a hot dog in one of those things from 7-Eleven. Alright, there's been 3 food analogies here. Slow it down. She landed on her back on our tile floor and got back up and continued on her way. I don't think I caused her any major harm. It was so many years ago and the dog has since passed, but I have not told a soul about her accidental tumble. I still feel really, really guilty about this, but it's nice to get off my chest. Rest in peace, Daisy. I'm so sorry for punting you like a football down 15 steps. Listen, dogs are resilient, okay? I appreciate that about them, but that's funny. Poor Daisy. Maybe it's because you named her Daisy. It's a terrible name. I'm just kidding, it's not. This isn't a secret. I'm just really ugly. As a child, I used to love to eat weird things like dirt, sand, and even lotion. I would usually get caught and scolded, so that stopped some of my forbidden snacks. Forbidden snacks is the greatest thing. Can I put that on some of my merch? Forbidden snacks. Then my mom found a hole hidden in my bedroom wall that I was picking at and then eating the drywall. It started out as a tiny paint nick into basically a damn crater. Apparently it was so deep you could fit a baseball in it. I wonder if I would have gone to Harvard if I didn't consume basically a pound of drywall. Did your mom ever think about getting you tested for an iron deficiency? Because I think that's what the craving for those things means that you have. Just something to think about if you ever still have those impulses, if you haven't eaten your house by now. My mother's still a pen pal with a family friend who ended up murdering like 9 people and keeping a girl locked away on his land for a couple months. I resent her. Okay, I can read. I resent her for being the ultimate pick-me, and she still can't figure out why I've cut her out. I harbor anger for my sister for not being as disgusted as I am. Listen, this is what happens when you have when you're one of those people that makes true crime your whole personality. That's what happens. Your daughter fucking hates you. One of the first men I ever fantasized about when I was having me time was Darth Vader. I get it. I love a man in all black, like Johnny Cash, right? But like with the James Earl Jones voice. Yeah. And that breathing, like when he goes down. I started a sexual relationship with my boss in my early 20s, and not a single person in my life expressed that it was a power imbalance and a bad situation. I'm 34, and I'm only just now realizing how I was taken advantage of while everyone around me cheered me on. Yeah, isn't that weird how you have those like moments of like self-reflection? You're like, geez, that was kind of fucked up. I personally had one of those moments where I had a one-night thing with a celebrity of sorts. It's not that like I wish somebody had been like, what are you doing? But like, I wish that I would have been like, what are you doing? I think those are the moments that shape us as well. You know, provided they're not, I mean, well, yes, if they were traumatic, yes, they would also shape you. But I think there are those moments that like really humble you when you look back and you're like, oh, why the fuck did I do that? I have an anonymous Twitter account that I used to troll the CEO of my company, often using direct quotes of things he's said in meetings because he's a terrible human. I know he knows about it because he complains about it on meetings. Did you ever know that you're my hero? That's really fucking funny. I mean, that shit's gonna end up getting you fired, but that's really funny. My husband cheated on me. I caught him by finding a receipt from a porn shop where they have these little viewing booths where couples can go and fool around. When I confronted him, he confessed to presumably everything, and what I discovered was that he's been going there to give and receive blowjobs from anonymous men. I haven't been able to tell anyone because my problem is this. He might be struggling to admit to himself that he's bisexual. And if he had told me before we were married that he was bisexual and wanted to do this, I would have been okay with it. But he didn't tell me till I caught him, and I have no way of knowing if he's told me the whole truth. And of course, he did cheat on me. So now I'm insecure, and I'm angry, and I think I'm going to have to go to therapy just to figure out what I think I want to do about it, because I have no idea who I can tell this to, and trust that they won't tell anyone. So if you could please tell everyone, then that would be very helpful to me. Thank you for letting me share. Well, thank you for sharing. My unsolicited advice is this. Try the best that you can if you want to salvage your marriage. Put the cheating aside for a second and really sit down with him and talk to him about what he's feeling. Because he might not have known that he was attracted to men before you got married. He might not know where he is on the spectrum of sexuality right now. And I think until you know that, until you have that piece of the puzzle, it's almost impossible to know how to proceed, because you don't want to continue a marriage with somebody who's not all in it. But I think an honest conversation is definitely necessary. Good luck to you, because that can't possibly be easy. I absolutely adore anything peach flavored. It's such a nice and bright flavor. You are after my own heart, because I eat frozen peaches literally every night. Just ask Nayli. She knows. I used to eat sandwiches made only of mustard and tomato. Okay. My friend told me her boyfriend's penis is a micro penis, and now every time I look at him, I think of his teeny tiny peen. Yeah, I get that. Lastly, I've given up on dieting because my husband, for some reason, still wants to have sex with me, even considering how I currently look, and I'm starting to feel like it's worth it to lose a few limbs for fries and Doritos. %100. I want my neighbor's husband to want to fuck me, but I don't want to fuck him. I'm not attracted to him. I'm just bored and want attention. Yeah, I mean, I think that's how we got Desperate Housewives, right? I realized I was asexual when this guy went down on me for the first time, and I realized I would rather be watching BoJack Horseman. That's fair. Most guys without a map, I'd rather be watching anything, even Frasier. I think that's all the confessions my face and person can handle for today. So, cool. Thank you, as always, for being here. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe. New content whenever I feel like it. Got some spooky season stuff coming up. I've just updated my Patreon, channel memberships, all that good stuff. All my social media, it's all below. Do it. Just do it. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Ow. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Now, right now, you have an emergency now? I'm joking, okay? I've been ripped to shreds for making that joke before. I'm talking about sex. Oh, good, Sturgis. But nobody should be embarrassed, As long as everybody loves each other and is accepting of one another. Give it another go. Give it another go. You know what I mean. Nayli needs a YouTube commentary channel. I agree.